today we're just going to get to know Petteri. So we thought it would be nice to just have a sit down and I will interview him. And thanks for all the questions you sent me. And I will try to get to all of them. We had quite a few. So first of all, Petteri, what's your personal elevator pitch?
Nice one. So first of all, thanks for having me here. And it's nice to see so many new faces. I'm delighted. Started my journey a week ago, so love to be here. Thanks for having me here. Elevator pitch, my personal. So I love creativity, I love technology, and I think that already combines a little bit where I'm coming from. And I love building winning teams. So I have a very strong sales mindset, and I hope to bring that kind of sales culture into the whole organization.
Great answer. I know you have an entrepreneurial past. Would you like to tell a bit more about this?
Yeah, I think my first company was established when I was 15 years old. I've been always wanting to be entrepreneur myself. I had my fails, up and downs. I think one of the interesting business was about 15 years ago when I established, I think, the first crowdsourcing company in Finland called BrainShop. And that was all about finding creative talents from the world and publishing them creative challenges. We programmed this application in India, and it was based on my design on PowerPoint. And project took something like 1.5 years, and then we ran out of money. But what happened then, we thought that we need actually a crowdfunding company to find money for this startup, which actually just ran out of money. And we established a company called Investor, which is a crowdfunding company nowadays in Finland and operates in Europe. So that's the operation and trying to make money.
Okay. And then the next question would be, what inspires you in life?
Smart people. I love to be surrounded by smarter people than I am. I get inspiration by working with smart people and getting new ideas. And well, of course, what else inspires me? My kids and my friends, and sailing at the sea and getting big splashes in my face and being in the rough conditions.
What makes you proud?
Winning. I think that's where my DNA is. I think that's something that we should be all proud about when we win new customers and make our customers successful.
When was the last time you felt like a winning case, or that you felt especially proud?
Getting this job.
Speaking of this job, what is it that you feel that you can bring into Digitalist from, like, as a unique viewpoint or interest or skill?
Well, I think I can always challenge people, and I can always look for different viewpoints. I hope that I can bring this kind of break the rules kind of thinking. I'm not the typical corporate guy, even though I'm coming from the corporate. I'm more coming from the background that I want to find ways how we can change the game. And I can tell a short personal story about this topic. When I was just 12 years old, I was programming, and I was the best programmer in my school. At least that's what I thought. And my friend was also a programmer. He had a Sharp MZ700, and I had a Commodore 64. And my schoolmates made this competition who will actually create better game. And I was 100% sure that I will win because I had even the Simon's Basic extension in my computer, and I was able to use all the features. But then what happened was that after a week, when the games were kind of evaluated by the schoolmates, they told me that I lost. And I didn't understand, why did I lose? And actually that was bugging me for 30 years. And just this spring, I contacted my friend who is Jan Åkesson, who is actually the founder and CEO of Alexandria Bank. And I asked him that he's been very successful, by the way. So I asked him, what happened in that game development competition when we were 12 years old? Because it has been really bugging me. And he said that, do you know the story about David and Goliath? David and Goliath, where David changed the game, and he actually won the Goliath by throwing the stone into the Goliath's face and kind of break the rules and doing something that was not expected. So what he did, which was not really unexpected, but while I was programming the game alone in my home without asking anybody, he spent all his time by asking all the schoolmates what kind of game they would like to have. And then the last day, he programmed the game. And I'm so annoyed that happened. I should have been so much smarter. So let's go to the customer and ask them what kind of services they want to buy. Let's go and ask them what kind of future they want to build. That's better than staying in the office.
Yes, I agree. So how do you like to work? What's your approach on things?
I'm very pragmatic. I want to be at the clients. I want to understand what they're doing. I want to understand what we are doing together, of course, for the clients. But wherever I can kind of cut the corners and get faster to the market in a way, I think that's the name of the game.
What's your communication style? Is it meetings or phone calls or Slack or?
Well, to start with, as few meetings as possible, cut all the unnecessary processes. I think any communication channel would work. I don't really mind how we communicate. WhatsApp, text message, meeting, all fine. I'm very easy to approach, and I hope anybody would feel that way, that I'm approachable. I try to answer, of course, all the questions and try to make my calendar flexible so that I have time, of course, to be with the teams, but also be as much as possible with the clients.
I think it's a very nice touch that you're in the middle of the office. Yeah. So it's extremely...
I want to be also in the middle of other offices as well. So if there's anybody watching this video, so I'm happy to be in Stockholm and in UK, where I'm planning to travel actually in the near future as well.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit now. Now we know a little bit about your background, but coming from the outside, what was your perception of Digitalist before you kind of got the elevator pitch from the board and so on? But what was your first perception of Digitalist?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit confusing, to be frank. I thought it was partly events and partly consulting, technology consulting, maybe most. When I did a little bit of research, I realized that, actually, also Crow is involved and all that. So it was actually a big family of different exciting businesses. So I learned while I was studying, but the first perception was actually wrong. And I think that's something that we need to continue working on because many customers and partners and our ecosystem would have a little bit wrong expectation about us. So we need to fix that, obviously.
What cases are you especially excited about that you've heard of now during the week that you've been here?
Well, I am personally nowadays super excited about one specific stream that is related to smart and sustainable packaging in Sweden. I was just in Sweden on Friday, and I realized that that's super interesting concept as it kind of combines our offering, what we do. So where the world is going, of course, everybody wants to have a green, everybody wants to have sustainable products, everybody wants to have traceable products. So what could we do? We could change the whole world by providing this kind of packaging that is sustainable. It's something that the end customer can trace where the products and ingredients, for example, are coming from. Let's say if we have a blockchain integrated to the system, there is QR codes, there is the whole customer element involved with different channels. So I got super excited by visiting the Stockholm office Friday about this. A lot of exciting projects. Of course, in Finland there has been many exciting projects. I actually met with the Finnair CDO just before I was joining Digitalist, and I got very good feedback how Digitalist is doing at Finnair. So really happy to hear that from the client. I also love the stuff that we are doing with OP. I think Finning itself is a fantastic story, and there are many customer references that I love, and I should just be really proud and make more noise about, because that's something that will resonate in the future as well within our client base. the customers love stories, and we should just tell these stories what our customers are doing with us.
Speaking of stories, I remember you told me that back in Salesforce, there's a culture of telling stories.
Yeah.
What would you explain is the impact of culture on a business?
Well, it's, I would say everything. Culture is everything. Culture is something that we breathe every day and we bring to our clients. We had this saying, providing more than a meeting every time we go to the client. And I think that's some unique type of way of thinking. It's going to the customer with proud, with smile, with bringing some unique competencies, delight, something that excites the customer. And if we build this culture right, I think we can bring magic to the customers and something that they will keep us calling us. And I think we are after something by defining values now at Digitalist and living the values and then bringing that all together so that we can form a real winning team going forward.
I agree. Maybe it's like more than a meeting, more than a work day.
Exactly.
Kind of philosophy.
Exactly.
What do you value most about this job?
Well, I think it's super exciting. I would call it opportunity to work with this company. I think we have some unique power cooking up because the customers are looking for ways where they can get the creative piece and technology piece and human piece together. I think that's where the world is going. They don't want anymore to buy technology from technology provider or design from design provider. They want to have powerhouses that can combine this.
Let's talk a little bit about your work experience. So what would you say would be the key learnings from Oracle and Salesforce where you worked previously?
Yeah, good question. I think, Oracle is a machine itself. Many people know Oracle, of course. I was following their journey from 20,000 employees to 130,000 employees during my 18 years there. Oracle did some 100 acquisitions, so I saw quite a bit, new companies joining and new cultures joining. And when the new cultures and new teams were joining this one big Oracle, I realized that rather than concentrating on the different cultures, we should concentrate on customer. And I think that was one key learning, realize that if we look at the customer, what the customer wants to do with us, and combine that into our vision, where we want to guide the customer going forward, we kind of forget our little subculture, we kind of forget our, where we're coming from. We are focusing on the customer success, and I think that was a big learning for me. With Salesforce, I think the big learning is Salesforce being one of the most innovative companies in the world. I think I realized why they become so innovative, why they are so appreciated by the market. It's because they have done the culture right. They have really put effort on building a unique culture. And I think there are some building blocks we can learn from that culture. I think that's very unique culture. And what is unique about it, it's I think itself being the foundation for changing world and making the world a better place. Mm-hmm. And that kind of thing really started to resonate with me. It's not anymore like how do we make profit. It's more like how do we make impact to the society.
It sounds like it's a very mission-driven.
It's mission-driven, and I think that's where we should think also, like, what is our purpose? Where are we heading? What kind of a company we want to be in 3 years? What do we want to be known for in a couple of years' time? Mm-hmm. What kind of impact we can make in our local market or in the global environment?
What have you changed your mind about and why? I think this was a very good question. I think everybody should think about this question.
Yeah, no, I want to be really frank. I wasn't so much this kind of, how would I say, making the world a better place type of person before when I was working with Oracle. Mm-hmm. I was more like just looking at the sales results and trying to make sense that how do we make deals. And I thought always that this kind of foundation work is like a sticker that it's not real, but it's something that companies do because they just want to show that they are good companies. And when I joined Salesforce and I started to realize that actually it feels actually good to do good. It actually is. It makes me feel good when I'm helping other people who have maybe some need to be served. So I kind of realized that should I been wrong with this? I have had a wrong perception of life. So I was always focusing on just being fast and doing deals and making the winning teams, but realizing that was actually a big thing for me.
That's a very good answer. Both Oracle and Salesforce are also very sales-driven organizations. Yes. So, what do you see as the most important parts of sales? What is the key elements to good sales?
I think there's a couple of things. I think good starting point is go to client. I think that's something that we should all think about. We have a fantastic network. If we combine our knowledge, who do we know? I think we should just utilize that knowledge to start with. I think everybody should be in sales. I think that's also a good starting point. So there is nobody who is not in sales when we work for this company. Everybody can think ways how we can sell friends or sell our offerings to the other units and think that way going forward. I think that kind of sales mindset is super important. It doesn't mean that we become salesperson as titles. I know not everybody want that as a title, especially if you are a programmer. that would be a very good thing. That would take the kind of credibility away. But I think you can still have the sales mindset as such. And I think when it comes to the sales and building that kind of sales mindset, you need to think ways like how you can inspire the customer. And I always kind of combine what are the most successful salespersons coming from? How do they operate? They can form a vision where the customer should be going, and then execute day by day towards that vision with the client. So it's kind of a combination of two, and it's quite difficult to kind of form that kind of way of thinking because it doesn't necessarily come automatically. But when you get it right and you get customer, first of all, excited about the vision, or you start branding your mission where you're heading with the client, I think then it really becomes real. And I think that makes massive impact on what we can deliver to the customer so that they can transform their business and reach that goal, what we are working together. I have much more about sales, so if you want to hear, so
you can do a different all hands on sales.
Yeah. So that's I love sales. I think it's the best place to be. That's what we can be all happy because we are all in sales. This is actually quite big sales team.
Yeah. When was the last time you messed up big time?
Yeah, I've been messing up small times and big times. I don't know which story I should tell, but this summer I messed up I rented a sailing boat and messed it up with a buoy. So anchor got stuck in the buoy and I had a catastrophic situation because I was also messing up everybody else's sailing boat in the harbor. So I literally messed it up. But I can tell about that more. I have a crazy story from very early career where I messed up completely phone numbers. I had two job offers at the time. That was 97. And I then wanted to cancel the other one. And I left the voicemail because this person didn't pick up the phone. I said, sorry, it's Petteri here, but I don't want to join your company. Sorry about that. And then just left it like that. And then on Monday, I went to my new workplace and I was really excited. And there was this guy, why the hell did you come here? I said, oh no, I found the wrong person. That was the most embarrassing moment in my life.
Oh no. So compared to that, the boy situation wasn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now going forward, So we talked about that you're going to meet all the studios and go visit them, but what are the next steps on your onboarding journey?
Yeah, I think I would love to, of course, meet everybody and get more insight. But what I was thinking during the weekend is we talk about this co-creation. Of course, we are co-creating the company together. But also, I think we should co-create the company together with clients. So I really would love to get insights from our CMOs and from our most important customers. How do they see Digitalist in the future? What they would like us to be, and get them engaged. And I think we can think about that. How could we get their input into forming our next chapter?
But what are you most excited about?
Winning. I'm excited winning, and I think that's where you will learn that. I think we should celebrate when we win. I think we should learn how we can win more. I think we should have that kind of mindset where we bring the culture of winning and celebrating the deals, and celebrate the clients that are successful with our offering, and promote them. Be proud when we go to the customers, tell our stories. But I think that's how we conclude the whole kind of what I'm really excited about. I'm excited about making customers successful.
Good.